Welcome to Roll the Bones. My name is Rob, and this is our Halloween Spooktacular. That's right, it has come round to that time of the year, meaning that we've done over a year of this great game, where we howl at the moon, we cry at the stars, and we, in my case, wear exactly the same costume as the time before. It fits. I'm a vampire. We all know the story there. We're going to have a little bit of a costume reveal. We're going to start with Mike. Oh, fucking hell.
Sweet.
It's like a fucking moon.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Oh god, you look like
you look a bit peaky.
What?
Have you eaten today, mate?
You're right.
I bumped into some guy called Obsidian, and he just,
yeah,
he just spoke to me.
Yeah. It looks like when you took constitution damage the other session. My god.
Yeah.
You look like the moon from Majora's Mask. That's at least the teeth. That's what I'm thinking. Excellent work. Let's have Matt. Well, I've seen Matt's, but I think it's still wonderful. You are bedtime Obsidian.
I am Obsidian just before going to bed. Chilled out Obsidian.
The sexiest Obsidian.
The sexiest Obsidian, yes. He would have a glass of something nice with a smoke.
It's like Obsidian on a weekend.
And his softback slippers.
It's like if Obsidian was in a fighting game, like Mortal Kombat or Soul Calibur, but you press the button to do the costume variation.
The alternate costume. The Oodie.
The Oodie. I love it. Oodsidian. And finally, Dom.
Oh,
what the
Dom's
fuck?
Looks like something.
Oh! It's me, horse!
Fucking is a horse.
Savage Doom, reborn!
I can't fucking breathe in it.
Dude.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Truly
fantastic. Oh,
Can
God.
you guys breathe?
Not at all. Not at all.
Mark.
I'm dying a little bit. I had to take it off while I was looking.
Yes, I'm dying as well. I may have to.
Well, 1 second. I think we should do the entire recap with you in costume. No, I'm kidding. It's
If I
fine.
pass out,
No,
can you
No,
message?
you're fine. You may.
Tell her to come and save me.
We'll have Laura on speed dial. My God. No, you can take it off. But I love that meme horse of Savage Doom fame is with us. That's incredible.
That's where my costume's going to sit there, so it's going to basically be the same. That's what you can see, but I can wear my glasses underneath.
And mine is a shirt and a cape because I believe in putting 100% effort into these things. Right, with all of that
Absolutely.
said, our Halloween Spooktacular does take place during a particularly spooky time within the Stranger's quest, so it is quite fitting. What happened previously on Nights of the Apocalypse?
I do feel that we should acknowledge the maniacal laugh, Rob. We weren't on camera,
Yeah,
so I
it was
couldn't
pretty
see that I
insane.
was pissing
Exquisite.
myself at the same time as you. Oh, what the fuck? Very nice. Good. But yes, we sacked the castle. No, we didn't. We were heading towards the possibility of sacking the castle. We went in the sluice.
It's loosey-goosey, baby.
This loose.
Sluicey goosey, baby. We did. We went in the sluice. Tried to take my my zombie grey render with me. He's grey and he rends. He's slightly green actually now, but he wouldn't fit So we sent him back, made our way through the sluice, and it was eventful. We found our way to a lovely big opening that was basically a lake of blood.
Yeah.
And
Big
I think,
old lake of
Silas,
blood.
you take it from there, because it was pretty much your actions from then on. You decided to scout ahead, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I did, and I could see there was some personnel, some light breakers, I believe, on the other jetty, and so we decided that Silas would whip over, deal with them, keeping one alive for Ansel, and attempt to prevent them from raising any alarm. But as we all, as we advanced, and as Silas was about to hop, the blood rippled and the ground trembled as the metal spiked monstrosity rose from the blood as I believe the term cadaver collector appeared and unleashed its almighty wrath upon Obsidian.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. Well, actually, no, that's not strictly true. I have to give credit to the cadaver collector that whilst it did go for me, because, you know, I was right there, it didn't. It was one of the first big bads to appear that didn't appear and immediately savage me almost to death before I could do anything. I felt that it was generous in that way. I quite liked the cadaver collector.
I mean, we will say this. Silaster immediately went to the personnel, so kind of limited the options for the cadaver collector. And then I think it was 50-50 at that point? Or had Ansel been out of range?
It was 50-50 because Ansel and Obsidian were both in range. And it just so happened that I think it went for Ansel actually first. The only reason it started to... Essentially, it stun-locked Obsidian is what happened. If this was in a video game, it would have been a stun lock. Purely because this thing was able to do a grapple every time it hit. It was virtually unable to miss my armor class. Anytime I tried to move or cast, it would initiate a grapple by hitting me. And if I tried to just move and not do anything, it could catch up with me because it can move faster than me. So it would have done the same thing then anyway. So I was sort of in a lose-lose stun lock situation. Didn't quite know how to get out of it. Well, thankfully, though, after it grappled me, Ansel managed to get a grab on my foot, I think, and teleport me the hell out of there, just out of range enough that I could slightly self-sacrificingly put an acid fog around it, which I was slightly in, but it was way further in, which slowed it to a crawl and started dissolving it slightly, and then Ansel came to my rescue again. Ansel was my saviour in that fight. I owe you one.
Meanwhile, before dealing with the cadaver collector, Silas knocked one guy out into infinity, basically. I think I knocked him into minus something.
He will wake up from his coma 30 years from now. And there'll be stories about him in the local paper.
Be like, what happened? yeah.
The man who awoke from the coma.
I got chopped. And then I yeeted somebody. So I launched somebody into the acid fog as well, which was good fun.
50 fucking feet. The distance that, like, a cloud giant should be able to throw somebody.
Yes.
You lobbed a person. It was epic.
It was epic.
It's a new favourite manoeuvre of mine.
Yes.
But I think credit goes to Ansel for the most ingenious way to end a fight.
Yes, because he took the face of one of the scrub guards, and with the cadaver collector's unable to see them, everybody hid. And then Ansel just said that the fight was over and he could go back into the blood, which he did, which was nice.
Yeah.
It was close though, wasn't it? Didn't
was
you
really
use
close.
a re-roll, or was
I publicly re-rolled. Yes, and I was given a ruination. Viewers, if you watch enough of our show live, you are awarded... bones that you spend on boons for both the player characters and for myself. One was awarded to me, which is ruination, which basically gives me advantage. So yes, I tried to undermine Ansel's wit and quick thinking with that roll, but I think I rolled exactly the same. I think it was something like that anyway, wasn't it? But yes,
It was either that or one less, I think.
No, it's
God,
back!
he's got his
Oh.
mask back.
My call.
I couldn't resist.
Fuck's sake.
Tom mask, whatever it is.
Horrifying mask.
Right.
Oh, it went away. Thank God.
Yeah,
Thank God it went.
We then proceeded into the castle proper, and I think the first major, and we came into a library. That was the first
That's right, yeah.
main port, and then there was a lot of like legend lore spots, about 7 of them, and we used 3.
The like symbols on tables that were essentially. I suppose essentially it was like some sort of arcane computer system, like where you could just type in a word and it would bring up everything it knew. And we were able to do a bunch of legend laws on various things.
We had the castle. Sorry, we had a hollow descent.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that was the first one.
The second one wasn't. Wasn't Derek, was it?
The Hollow Descent. The second one was the Fugue Prism.
The Fugue Prism itself. Yep. We did ask about him. I think he probably came third.
No, the third one was
Immortal.
used. Immortal came up in both the Hollow Descent and the Fugue Prism. So, like, he was sort. What you learn about him was interlaced between those two. The third one, Silastra asked a question as well.
Yes, about the wraiths of
yes.
Arvenaith. Which got him slightly angry and pissed.
Yes, learning about a little bit about the origin of the Wraiths of Arvenaith as a faction or a guild or a hidden syndicate of some kind, and their intentions upon the world and really how they came into existence. Which is fun. Yes, you learn all sorts of things. You learned something very particular about the Fugue Prism, though, which is probably the most important thing to include in the recap. Do you remember what you learned about it in particular?
We learned that it was bringing forth one of the omens. It was in order to bring about an eclipse.
A fugue moon, for lack of a better words.
Yeah. And it was to bring about one of the omens, and it was a specific one of the omens, which I can't remember off the top of my head. Was it War?
Shadow.
Shadow. It was Shadow. Of course it was Shadow. Idiot. Because it was an eclipse. So it's going to bring about an eclipse. And calls one of the omens, which begins the downfall of, well, probably everything, because, you know, apocalypse it says it right there. Look, right there. But yeah, that was basically we found out that we just need to stop that from happening. Get the Fugue Prism and get the hell out of here. Stop the old eclipse from occurring. But we didn't want to waste any more because we knew we could come back to this, and we didn't want to waste any more questions because we couldn't quite think of what to ask.
Yep.
So we're still sort of mulling it over.
And you heard a sound in the room next door.
Yes, we did. Where we progressed and found a bunch of interlacing rooms with more books and things, I think, but also
The spinning globe.
maps and a globe and some weird candles emitting an odd pink light, or an odd purpley pink light.
It
that was
resonated with Ansel.
magical in nature.
Eldritch.
Yeah, Eldritch. Like the same
Yeah.
as his curse, but we couldn't figure out what specifically it was for. And who was it that tried to just blow one out? Was it Silaster?
Of course it was.
And it nearly.
He didn't try and blow one out. He licked his
Oh
finger.
yeah, he actually made contact with it. Of course, sorry, that was a different level of stupid. He didn't just blow on it. No, he just reached out, and grabbed it. Yes.
Yes.
Which resulted in a warning shot, basically, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
It did.
Yeah, he made the will save though, didn't he? It was a thing that was about to happen to him, but he made the will save. I think
It was a
he
reflex
got away with
save.
it.
It burst with
Reflex.
purple fire. Yeah, purpley, shiny, silvery fire. Yes.
Yeah, he got. Well, I say he got lucky. He's very skilled at reflex saves, so he got away with it. But then we progressed into the next room where we came across Lumiere, monstrous version of a beloved childhood character.
Yeah.
Who was not
We're about to
flirting
ruin
with the Feather
Beauty and the
Duster.
Beast.
No. He was instead about to savage us to death, probably. And I think there was probably more than one of these candle things, because we heard more motion in the room, as I recall.
Oh, it was a portal.
Yes. You also saw that there was. I thought
bright
because of the size of the map, I'm changing it over early. But yes, there was also what looked like a facsimile or a copy of the Bright Gate that had been constructed, like a smaller version built into the side of this room's wall. And you'd seen that there were all kinds of various attempts to kind of trigger the same kind of magic that is shared by that gate in this room as well. That is what you had discovered and learned as one of these candles began like bubbling over with wax, and this wax seemed to like be like multiplying and like growing and shifting and changing, and then, as you rightly say, a very macabre version of a Lumiere like creature would appear. No candlestick, just purely of wax, really.
Yeah.
And it sort of began advancing towards you, and I have just managed to. It is a big map, so it's hard to zoom in on it using this for some reason. But that is where we rejoin the strangers. So we started the session by. Before we even started the stream, actually, we'd already rolled initiative. So, without further ado... for want of a better description, Candle Man rises up to become this bubbling figure. Its head is the wick and this blazing flame that flickers with silvery purple light. And you notice that each of the flames, or rather the flame that burns from it, is sort of like in a crescent, sickle-like shape as it blazes atop it. And it reaches out a hand and begins stomping forwards. But it is not it that goes first. Silaster, what do you do?
Ooh. Well, I can see it just. So, 5, 10, 15, 20 to there. How big is it?
It is... Let me just double check. It is large.
Then I will tumble through to here, which is a DC 25.
It's either 25 or 27. We'll say 25 for now, just for ease.
25 because I'm going through. So there is, I can fail on a 1. I critically succeed on a tumble.
Oh my goodness! You hurl yourself through the doorway, roll, and continue your turn. What do you do now?
As a swift action, I drop into the assassin's stance. That will come in handy later. And now I'm going to make a touch attack.
Ooh, okay, go for it.
That is 35.
35 is a hit.
Excellent. He can now make a strength or a dexterity against this as I am attempting to throw the candle. He gets +4 because he's large.
Oh, God.
That's incredibly dangerous. You're going to set all sorts of fires, aren't you?
Yeah.
Just clearing the way
What's
for
the
the
DC,
others.
sorry?
Dude, do you know how hard wax is to get off?
It's opposed. It's like a trip attempt. It's an opposed dex or strength, whatever he
Okay.
prefers. But he
I've
gets
ruined
+4.
more carpets this way.
Whoa.
26. That's pretty good.
It beats you. It beats you. You try and grab hold of it, and your hands sink into, like, burning wax. You take 3 points of fire damage as you grab hold of it to try and do this, and you try and throw it, but you just wrench handfuls of, like, strange purpley silver wax burning onto your hands, and you aren't able to throw it, sadly. Anything else on your turn?
No, I just wanted to clear the way for a few others, but that's all right.
Seen those cool videos where they build wax up on their hands on TikTok. It's like that. I bet it's really satisfying.
Just wait till I peel it off.
Amazing. Obsidian, it is your turn.
Before I do anything, will you allow me some sort of a knowledge check to try and figure out if this is just a simple golem type of creature, or an animated object?
Yeah, you can give me a knowledge arcana.
Okie dokie. That is plus 26.
Yeah, I mean, all signs point to this being a construct or golem of some type. You imagine golem, given that it's made of some material rather than it being like a constructed machine. It certainly does appear to have the qualities of a golem. That's right.
Cool. In that case, then, I will be incredibly ill-effective if I do anything but this. So, I'm just going to start summoning.
Okay.
I can't move or anything, can I, if I start summoning? No, like a 5-foot step.
No, I think we said that because it's a full round action, you have to use your full round to do it. That's right.
Okay.
Do you know? I won't. I have the token page ready for when you decide if you know what you want to bring up, but it's okay if not.
4 wise old sages.
Oh,
Please.
4 of them. Okay.
4 wise old sages. 4, of the wide-rimmed hat guys.
Yep, I know the kind. Let's go. Copy. Hopefully you have control of them. Let's see. First of all, before I copy them over. Yep.
Just plonk them like over here somewhere or something, and I'll move them into position in the room when I.
Yep, good idea. So you begin your chanting as you begin to build these creatures, and they should be with you on the map shortly. There we go.
I have control.
There you go. Perfect.
Feeling control.
Oh, I do have control, but the last one, this one, is on technically the other side of the wall, so I can't. Thank you very much.
That's okay.
Right.
Right.
Got 'em, I will move them into position on my next turn if I pull it off.
Perfect. Okay, so that was Obsidian. You begin your chanting and summoning. It is now, I'm afraid to say, sorry Ansel, its turn. And it will come shambling after... Oh no, you're just there, aren't you? So it doesn't really need to. It can just stay where you are, where it is really. I think it's going to do that, so then it can keep an eye on that room as well. It's just going to whirl about, and it's just going to... it's going to ask you to make a reflex saving throw, please, Silaster.
34.
34. You are successful and you have evasion, is that right?
That is, yes.
So I would like you to tell me what it's like as this thing lurches towards you and then its brilliant blazing flame on top of its head just explodes forward in a 60-foot cone.
Oh my god.
That just fires at you with like this almost moon-like blazing power.
Flamethrower head.
You know what? Silaster had all that wax on his hand from attempting to throw it. As soon as this cone comes out, Silaster just gets that wax in front of him and uses that to deflect the flames away, just melting that wax back off his hands.
That's incredible. I love that so much. Yeah.
Epic.
I also need you to make a will save, please.
Oh. Oh, one better. 35.
You feel like some dread power is trying to fall upon you, Silaster, trying to manipulate your abilities in some way, but you're able to resist. You look around in horror. You see that another candle is beginning to act in much the same way as the other one has just done. And you note that some of them are beginning to form into each other, wax travelling across the floor to converge into this one here. This one appears, but does not act. Can you... I wonder... Yeah, you're going to be able to see Ansel. You're looking through that doorway and you see that something similar is happening through here.
Oh dear.
Let's see. More rising, flame burning atop their heads. Wait, can they act once they've arrived? They can. I'm a moron. This one is going to... he's going to race forward. I say race forward, he sludges forward. And closes the distance with you and goes to belch you with 2 slams, as that is a 5-foot step. So it brings up its waxy arms and slams down upon you. Silaster, what is your armor class?
25.
First one is a hit. Bam! You powerful bludgeoning lands upon you. Second one's a miss, so it hits you once. Hot, burning wax slams onto you, but it's bludgeoning really that's doing the labour here. That is the wrong dice. Apologies. More. More. There we are. Whoa. That does 21 points of bludgeoning damage, with just the one strike.
Oh.
It's a nice, neat number.
Just belts you really hard,
Ouchie.
and you get slammed back into one of these bookcases, and you hear like a crack. Some tomes fall to the ground. This one, how far can they move? Okay, just normal. Right, so let's see. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, this one is going to stomp through the door, and you notice Ansel, as it charges through, it kind of like squeezes through and becomes malleable with whatever like shape it needs to be in at the time, and it will just mash its way into the room, and it's going to swing an attack at you. What is your armor class?
17, except I've not moved, so 14.
Shit, you've not moved. That's a hit. That is a absolute hit. My goodness. 17 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing belts you really, really hard. Let's see. Another one comes squelching in. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, easy to there. Also going to hit your flat-footed armor class, I'm afraid. Let's see.
Yeah.
Also a hit, Ansel, my goodness. Something eerily familiar about these creatures, not by sight, but certainly by the menace to them. That is... That is 19 points of bludgeoning damage for the second. Bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
So they come just trudging in and just begin striking at you. Then this one. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Just shy of you, I believe. Is going to be in that square, but sadly you can't see him because of the boys. But not to worry, they'll be elsewhere in a moment. But he's just the last one's just come through the doorway there. With that said, and the Candleman's attack is begun, we now move to Ansel. What do you do?
Shit, I'm gonna get surrounded here. First, going to bring the shade to there. I'll take a 5-foot step because I don't want to give them too easy an option to surround me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will do 2 Eldritch Claw attacks on the Candleman.
Nice. Okay. So you go for his touch armor class.
Touch armor class, yeah. 23 and 14 on his touch.
Both of those hit that one's touch armor class. That is Candleman 3. Okay.
So Ansel extends the claws, slashes twice across the wax, whipping hot wax across the room.
Incredible.
Like
now,
a Jackson Pollock.
I like it. And
It's
in
all
your
feeling a little saucy. A bit sexy, isn't it?
it is
Just hot wax everywhere.
Yeah, hot wax and candlelight. Yeah, oh my goodness, it's so sensual. But amidst the sensuality, there is like a very real passion for murder burning in the flames around you. And whilst you cut through those,
There always is in my household.
yeah, absolutely, right. It's just part of the fun. We're all adults here. Ansel, you slicing through this thing, and even though you're using your eldritch power, there is something that appears to resist the damage that you're doing to these things.
Interesting. So in addition to that, I'm going to activate, because I took a decent chunk of damage there, my Fiendish Resilience, which gives me fast healing 1 for 2 minutes.
Amazing.
I also assume they're immune to fear, by the way.
You can make that assumption if you wish. It would probably appear so. You can give me a knowledge arcana check if you like. Is it still your turn?
Sure. Just because I forgot I did a full round attack, which would normally activate my Dreadful Wrath aura.
Oh, of
But
course.
if they're immune to...
Oh, well, in that case, then they don't appear to be affected by that, then, in that case.
Fine. Cool.
Very good. That's Ansel's turn. Well, you said a fiendish resistance. I believe this is the first time that you've done this. What do we see anything when that happens with Ansel? Like, what's that like? As that's new. What do we?
So I think it's sort of similar to the Mask of Flesh in that just sort of scratch mark by scratch mark or damage by damage, the sort of moonlight effect goes on it, and when it passes over it, the scratch or the small wound is gone. It's not a huge amount of damage that it fixes, so it's only 1 HP a turn, but still. Not to be sniffed at.
Incredible. All right. So, with that, we are back to the top of the round. Silaster, you are beset by 2 of the candle men. They loom over you. What do you do?
As a swift action, I shall switch to the Child of Shadow stance. That engulfs him. Then I'm going to tumble through them, which is 27, because there's the 2 of them.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, not a problem.
Yeah, you roll through their ranks.
10, 15, 20, as I then hop on the table to there. That was that. And from there, Silaster attempts to channel his focus and his calm energies into a strike to ripple out into the candle. But first I must see if I hit.
Yes.
Does 25 hit?
It's normal armor class?
It's normal.
Yes, it hits.
Silaster brings his palm in as he focuses everything on a greater insightful strike upon the candle. 62 points of damage.
Does this affect constructs? Because insightful, you're picking like a particular point to strike at them.
Yeah, I basically I find like a weak spot or something like that. I have some of my shadow hand maneuvers, like the garrote won't work, and the bloodletting strike wouldn't work.
Okay.
And I changed a few of those beforehand because I knew where we
I love
fought.
In that case, then, what is it like as this Candleman is utterly brought low and snuffed out?
His palm comes back, and he just essentially delivers this sort of very calm palm slap to it, and it's delayed for a second, and then you just see like a ripple, all the wax just like dropping a pebble in water, but the wax just ripple. And then as this ripple goes through, there's a moment, and then the whole thing just goes... Wax flies everywhere as the sickle wick...
Sickle wick. I love it. Amazing. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Very good. So as victory's had over one of them, the others continue to advance, but it is not their turn just yet. Obsidian. 4 wise old sage towering skeletons emerge. What do you do now? Oh yeah, place them where you wish.
Place them into position. I'll have... Just trying to think of the best places. So I'm looking in on this room, and I think I was considering trying to put them in here, but I can hear that Silaster's savaging them in there, and I have a better view of the battlefield in here, so I can have a better idea of like where to place them. That one is going to appear sort of over you slightly, Ansel, so that it can be flanking with the other one. Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's just sort of stood over you in a sort of protective stance. So, Each of them, so this one and this one are both going to go for the one in between them, which is that one there.
Yeah, okay, so number 3 again.
So they get a full round attack. So 2 claws and a bite each. The 2 claws are both on +10. They're flanking, so that's an extra +2. So 1 claw, 30.
It's a hit.
2 claw, 18.
It's a miss.
And then the bite is +5, then 6, 7 because of the flanking. 12, so that's a miss. So we got 1 hit so far.
That one is -2 to AC. I don't know if you've noticed the shade is.
Oh, the shade is
Next,
right.
I don't
know.
Still
That
miss,
affects
sadly, those other ones, but the 13.
Yeah, 18 was the middle one, so that's fine. 10, 11, 12. So the other one then, same again, 1 claw, 27.
Is a hit.
Another claw, 27.
Is a hit.
Same again. And then a bite of 25.
Also a hit.
Okay, so that one there has had 3 claws and 1 bite. Each claw does 1d6 of cold damage. Is that applicable? It's just...
It doesn't seem like it would be resisted to your mind.
yeah, it's not magic or anything, it's just...
How many attacks were landing, sorry?
So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 attacks in total.
Okay.
So then that's 1, 2... hang on, d6s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 d6 plus 8 times 3, which is 24. So the claws to that one do 49 damage. Obviously minus any damage reduction. And the bite will do... because it got hit with 1 bite. 3, 4, 5... 15 damage
So
on the bite.
49, add 15, yep.
Yeah. Okay, and then these 2...
So that is it for that one, just so I'm aware?
That's it for this one here.
Okay.
These 2 are going to now double team this one. So same again, basically. They're flanking. So 2 claws and a bite each. So first claw, 27.
Is a hit.
Second claw, 22.
Is a miss.
Okay. And then the bite, 24.
Is a hit.
Is a hit. Okay, so that's 1 claw, 1 bite. And then the second one, 1 claw, 18. That's a miss. Second claw, 30.
Is a hit.
And then the bite of 10. Okay, so that is 2 claws, 1 bite. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 16. 4d6 plus 16. So that's 34 from the claws.
How many attacks was that, sorry,
And I
against
got-
that one?
I'll tell you in total. Hang on. So 34 from the claws, and then a further 8 from the bite, and it was 1, 2, 3 attacks in total.
So, okay. Minus... So to be clear, the other attacks were... the damage was 34 and 8. Is that right?
Yeah. So just to add up however much the damage reduction is and take it off the total amount of damage, because I didn't do roll individually for damage.
Yeah, it seems while... So, well, do you have to do any more attacks, first of all?
No. So these 2 together on this one landed 3, and these 2 together on this one landed
that's fine.
4.
I've got it.
And yeah, so they're ripping through it, and they're doing a bit of damage, and every time they do, like, their bones are just building up almost like new flesh with all the wax. it's starting to resemble like melty hands of actual trolls again.
Okay, so it seems that attacks that are being made against these things that are slashing and piercing
that figures.
are getting severely penalised. However, it was still enough for the one in the middle there to be blasted apart by the attacks. What is it like as your towering skeletons murder that one on the side? The other one actually looks all right. This one here, but the other, yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, not all right, but
was the difference that massive? I couldn't remember my damage. Awesome.
well, the other one has already been hit as well by Ansel, so.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, literally, they're clawing it down, and they're just sort of ripping it down towards the floor, and it just is just almost like a puddle of mulched up, partly melted, partly dried, mulchy wax. They just sort of keep going until it's just a pile of bleh.
Incredible.
And then they sort of turn their sights onto this next one here. In that time, though, I am going to move, because that was just my summons.
Yep.
And I don't want to... Do you know what? I am going to move, and I'm also going to... No, I'm just going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over to there. So I'm behind my summon. That's me.
Okay, right. So the remaining candle man with Silasta will stand exactly where it is. For it also will call upon you to make a reflex saving throw, please, Silasta. Another blast of moonfire just rips towards you.
Oh, then we will have 21.
That is a failure. So you take the damage. Now, isn't it weird that what you have is that if you get hit, you still only take half? Is that right?
No, that's improved evasion.
That's improved evasion. Okay, well in that case then, my goodness me, let's roll it up, and I might.
Silasta attempted to jump off the table and hide behind it, but slipped on the wax.
Yeah, the table's wobbling, and then just this brilliant silvery fire just eclipses you. Zoom. Doing 35 points of fire damage. Whoosh!
Ouch!
Just rips through the area as this cone
Ouch.
sweeps over you. This one is also going to do exactly the same thing. And he aims it both at the... so he can hit, by the looks of it, this one here. He can hit Ansel, this wise sage here, and Obsidian. So I need you all to make reflex saving throws, please.
Is it a spell or spell-like ability, or is it?
It is a spell-like ability.
That's a relief.
Reflex saving throw.
26 for Obsidian.
That is a success.
Also 26
you will
for
take
Ansel.
half. That is a success as well. So you're
25 for the troll skeleton.
also a success. Also a success.
He literally just goes like that, and most of the fire goes through his ribs.
So I roll half the damage. Half the damage is 23 points of fire damage.
Ooh, that's half. Fucking hell.
That was high. But Ansel, something really weird happens. As this power washes over you, you take that back in health.
Oh. So I receive
23 points of HP back, yes.
23 points. Okay, that's nice.
You're standing there, and
He's in league with them. Kill him.
while you go to hurl yourself out of the way, this fire hits, glances you, because obviously it's still half damage, but you feel like it becomes part of you for a second, and that moonlight that you described that was healing you with your fiendish fast healing, it's almost like that is kind of like fueling it as you are healed by this blast.
Well, that's very nice.
It doesn't look like it knew what was going to happen there. I need you both to make a will save, please. And the Skelly Bob as well, actually.
Is this also spell-like ability?
Sleep.
We will say yes.
Paralysis, poison, or disease.
None of those, I'm afraid.
Okie dokie.
Oh, that is a low roll for Ansel.
That is not a great one for Obsidian either, but it's alright. 21.
I'm really sorry. So, Ansel, you succeed. Obsidian, you fail.
No.
23 for the troll skeleton.
Troll is fine. Obsidian, whether you find it familiar or not, you are now on -4 to attacks, saves, ability checks, skill checks. A very, very familiar power is upon you.
Did you just curse me?
Actually, Rob, if that's what I think it is, I don't. That's an extraordinary ability. No, it's not. It's a supernatural ability, so I don't get the bonus to my save.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I'm
So
gonna
I'd
say,
roll.
considering what it is,
It makes no difference to me whatsoever.
it just depends, really.
Not
I
attacking them.
wonder, would it count for this because it's such a familiar power? Let's find out. I think let's let chaos decide. Roll a d. No, it's got to be like a. Give me a knowledge arcana check. DC 20.
Knowledge Arcana. I've got 10 in. So this will be a challenge. 15.
You know what it is, but you aren't prepared, you aren't ready, so sadly, it hits you as well then. Thank you for your honesty. Yeah, -4 to attacks, saves, ability checks, skills. You don't have weapons, so... something very familiar is falling upon you. It is like your powers reflected back upon you. That was that one. This one is going to do... It can't guarantee victory in just beating these things. So it's going to turn around. Or rather... Yeah, it's just going to go for this one in the corner. Can it also... This wise sage in the corner there, Matthew. That one there. Can it do a reflex saving throw as it goes for it point blank with a blast? I don't mind saying it now. DC 24, half.
Oh, fire! Fire! Reflex. Yep. Reflex.
For the skelly.
13 for this one.
He takes the full amount. Let's see.
Pretty sure he can handle it.
It's not bad, to be fair. No, actually, it's quite bad. That's a lot of 2s in there. I'm using a roller, by the way, just forgive my for speed. That is 29 points of fire damage, so that's pretty pitiful in comparison to what it could have been.
It doesn't get damage reduction because it's just fire.
Yeah, so another blast of this moon fire ripples across it, shining silver flames dancing in its skull as it looms.
Bones are blackened. It's fine.
Yes. That brings us back to Ansel. It is your turn.
I'm gonna get some distance. Yeah, because I don't want to get pummeled. Can I? I kind of want to know what whether or not Ansel knows anything about them.
Yeah,
I guess he doesn't recognise them necessarily, but...
Well, I was trying to think about what it would be. Knowledge Arcana is the only one that I think could come close, unless you think that there is any other knowledge that you feel reflects your abilities. Yes, that's actually a sound idea. Yeah, perfect. You can make a spellcraft roll if you prefer, Ansel.
Just to do with the creation of a magic creature or whatever it might be, more.
Yeah.
They're both 10 and I rolled poorly, so that...
You, other than that you're getting this really weird feeling, like it's like they are from a similar... They are of a similar ilk to you in some macabre, strange way, but without time to further examine them or dwell on this, it's quite hard in the heat of battle to really understand, other than it's really quite daunting. You've not come across anything like this before, ever.
No.
So you've moved, you've done your check, but you've got your action and stuff. What would you like to do?
I will throw a Eldritch Blast at this one here.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
I'm at -4 though, aren't I?
You are at -4.
21 on its touch.
That you've
Which is
taken into
-2
account.
of the Dark Companion.
Yes, you've taken into account the minus there. Have you?
Yeah.
It's fine. That's still it's just touch attack. Easily your blasts soar out and slam into this thing. Bam, bam!
So it takes 19 points of magical damage.
Like, it seems that that is kind of resisted a little, actually.
Yeah, like before with the claws. Ansel will just be like, "What are you?" And end his turn.
And we're back to the top of the round. Silaster, this other one has just blasted fire at you and actually caught you this time. What do you do?
Yeah, having gained his composure on the table and put out the fire on his coat, just you oppress the assault. So 5, 10, and I'm going to attempt to deliver a mountain hammer to this.
Yes!
Hammer! 36.
36 is a hit.
Which means it is... Oh, very down in the middle there. 32 points of damage.
Oh, that you personally, Silaster, are not noticing any resistance from your strikes. So it appears to do exactly that as you hit it for 32 points of damage.
Nice.
However, it stands. A powerful strike, but this is the first time this one's been hit, so yeah. It reels back, bits of flaming wax fly off it as you strike. Very good. Anything else on your turn?
Nope. That is it.
We move to Obsidian. There's a Flash, and we're with you now. What do you do?
Well, these two... They don't actually need to move. They can just go for a full round of attack there. These two can go for a full round of attack there. So we'll go with these two first because they're both flanking. So same again. Full round of attack on this one.
The one by the doorway, sorry.
By the door.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. By all means.
So first one, claw number 1, 15. That's not very good. Claw number 2, 14. That's not very good. Bite, 18. Oh dear. The first one fumbles it completely. He's just been blackened by fire, so he's been distracted. Second one, first claw, 19. Come on, second claw, 15.
Miss.
Oh my gosh. And the bite, 21 on the bite. Which is, I think, still a miss.
Is that including the flanking?
Yeah, included the flanking.
That's a miss.
These two absolutely whiff it completely.
Yeah.
These two will go for this guy. They are not flanking, and there's no way to get into a flanking position, so they're just going to go full round of attack each without flanking bonus. The Shade is stood next to him, though. I don't know whether that changes anything.
Yeah,
Dom?
it would appear that he did get a -2 to armor class because the Shade is next to them. That doesn't appear
So
affected.
basically, it's the same as flanking anyway. But I'll just do their normal attacks. So 2 claws, first claw, 22.
It's a miss.
Second claw, 15. And the bite of 15. They are not doing well. And the second one, first claw, 16. Second claw, 14. I am not rolling well. And a 7 from the bite. I don't know what's going on.
I
did not roll
a great opening round. Absolutely terrible rolls from them. That's really bad,
awful.
man. Sorry to hear
Did
it.
not roll above a 12. That's absolutely horrendous. Okay, that is all of my
Summons, yep.
trolls.
Mm-hmm.
How are we doing, boys? Is everybody all right? We're not like in dire straits here, are we? I don't want to.
I'm actually a lot better after I've got fire breathed on me.
I can summon things that can do slam damage as well, if that's helpful, but I don't want to waste a spell. So very quickly, I'm just shouting like, check, everyone. Are we good?
Yep.
All good here.
Okay then, in which case, I will move 1, 2. No, that's not me. That's Trick. Get out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8 to that wall. I'm just back against the wall. I want to avoid any more of those gouts of flame, and that is my appalling turn.
Oh my god.
Not a single scratch.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Listen,
There's
you backed
always
them.
next time.
Yeah, it's always next time, of course. This one here, then we're back to the one that's facing off against Silaster. It's just going to slam you twice.
Eep.
It's a shame because I realised they should have done something earlier, but never mind. The first strike. Well, what's your armor class? Sorry.
25.
It's an 18 on the die, so the first one hits. Second one is a miss. So it lands.
Well, with that
on,
hit, because I moved and I have my Child of Shadows, there is a mischance.
Okay, cool.
1 to
yeah.
20.
Yeah, 1 to 20 on the D100.
Definite hit.
Definite hit. It belts you for 19 points of bludgeoning damage. Whoa. These things are incredibly strong. Just like this solid just whacks, just comes BAM! Knocks your headphones off. it's the cowl. It directs. Yeah. Knocks your headphones off and slams you hard. That's all it can do on its turn because it attacked twice, missed on 1. Okay, that was that. 3 is gone. 4 here. Not looking too bad. Is going to listen. That's what they're there for. Is going to use the flanking bonus to try and smash into this one here. So he'll get a further +2 to his strikes as he does a double
very
slam.
nice. Yeah, bring it on.
So 2 bludgeoning attacks. First one is a 26 to hit.
His armor class is 16, so
Okay. And the other one is a 19.
It's good for a skeleton.
Yep, both of
Normally
them.
14.
Both of those hits. Fantastic.
No props.
So the first bludgeoning strike does 24 points of bludgeoning damage. The second
Well,
one.
just give me the lot, because there's no damage reduction, it's bludgeoning.
And 21 points of bludgeoning damage for the second. Smash! Smash! Just smashing this thing.
24 and 21, so that's 45 in total.
Yeah.
Wow. He damn near breaks it into pieces, but he does
Xylophone.
not manage to destroy it. It's close.
This
a normal one would have gone, but it is now held together by Obsidian's necromantic power.
Well, we'll see about that, as the other one will also
just-
try to use that
It's
flanking
just the
bonus.
bonus hit dice.
Those both. It was 16, right? Wasn't it? The armor class.
Yeah.
Those two hit as well.
Well, then it's dead.
Low for it. 16 points of bludgeoning for the first.
It dead.
I roll both of the attacks, so it won't use its attack on another one. I did roll both of the attacks just then, so never mind. Yep, smashes your summon there. Collapses into dust. That
It is gone.
Their turn. Ansel.
Yeah, I don't want to get up close and personal with it, so I'll just fire another Eldritch Blast. Just thinking, I don't think I have anything better for it. No, yeah. So this is -4 again. Gosh, this is annoying, isn't it, Rob? I'm sorry for doing it to you so much.
39 sessions in.
Finally, my revenge.
Finally.
18 on its touch.
18 on its touch is a hit. That's the one directly ahead of you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a hit. Bam!
Oh, that's very poor. 11.
Ooh.
Which probably vanishes into the
it's
damage
only a
reduction.
mere glance of a strike, really, if anything, as your blast just pings off its shoulder. Anything else?
No, but you do see the scratches and wounds on Ansel begin to fade even more.
I love it. That's so cool. Amazing. We are back to the top of the round. Silaster.
Silaster is going to just take... Actually, no. I want to be able to keep the others in sight. You're 10 feet, shuffle to the side. And then he's going to attempt to snuff out this candle with an obscuring shadow veil.
Oh, do it.
So let's see. 31 to hit.
It's a hit.
For 41. Losing my voice. 41 points of damage.
You strike it and you wreck it. However, as you smash through it with this shadow veil, or however the shadow veil manifests, you strike it, but it isn't enough to destroy it.
Oh. Okay.
What does the shadow veil look like again?
I describe it as blades, but that's
right, yeah.
thematic.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's still a bludgeoning hit.
It's
just describe it as...
It's sort of like this quivering mass of it's like looking at a candle when it's burning right down, and only little bits of wax remain, it's like an odd thin pillar of wax where once it was this whole humanoid shape. Now it's diminished, but it still exists. What else do you do on your turn?
I've moved. I've whacked it. Oh, it needs to make a fortitude save, please.
No, it doesn't.
Bugger. Of course, it's a construct. It can see me without eyes. Ignore me. In that case, that is it.
Very good. Obsidian, it's your turn.
Isn't it, though? Well, I mean... 5, 10, 15... I'll move to... there, I think. Will it? Yeah, it will. It's going to move to there. I realise it's flanking. It's getting itself flanked for the following round, but I don't really care. I have a follow-up if they die. They're only summons. I don't care.
Get 'em in.
Which means that one will get a single attack. That one will get a full round attack.
Okay. This one looks worse than
that
the
one
one.
with its
Yeah, it looks worse for wear. Well, worse than the other.
single attack on. They're both going for this one,
Yeah.
obviously, because they're flanking. Single attack, 1 claw. 30.
Hit.
Better, thank you very much. And then the other one will go a full round of attack, so 2 claws, so 1 claw, 15.
Miss.
Ooh, it's a natural 20.
It's a hit.
I never get natural 20s, ever, because I'm not that sort of character. Damn it! But it's a hit, so never mind. And then following with a bite of 14, so no. So that is basically
2 hits.
2 claws. So 1, 2, 3, 4, do 6, plus 16. 32 points of damage. Again, these things are chopping into it, and everything they're doing is sort of freezing its wax a little bit, so solidifying its wax slightly as it happens, because they also do cold damage.
Yeah.
And yeah, continuing to take chunks out of it.
It's looking pretty bad, and that frost on there certainly appears to be helping you, but this one in the middle still lingers. Obviously, the full potential of the wise sages haven't been inflicted upon it. It lingers yet.
But that's okay. So this one then is going to get a full round of attack from the other guy.
Yep.
The one that's left over there. So he's got a bit of reach, so he can reach in from there. So full round attack, 2 claws, 1 claw.
Yep.
22. God damn it.
Here's a
Oh
miss.
no. Actually, that is 20. I'm adding a flanking bonus, which I will now take off. So
No! But you get it is. Don't worry. It's 22, but it's got a -2 to its armor class because of the proximity of the shade. So that means the
All right,
first.
well, it doesn't
one,
matter anyway.
No, the first one hits.
Does it? Oh, lovely. Okay.
Well,
all right,
22,
fine.
but it's a -2.
Oh no,
to
but
its
it
armor
wouldn't. It
class.
would have been a 20 because I added a 2 for the flanking bonus, which I shouldn't have been. I just
Okay,
didn't
all
take
right,
it off
no,
from the
no,
last time.
all
So
right.
it would have been a 20.
Okay, all
And
right.
the second one was a 17, so that's a miss. And then the bite is a 15, so that is also a miss. Balls. That didn't work out too well, did it?
No.
My other thing is I could attempt a little bit of a grapple on them. I don't know whether that's a good idea, given
Hasn't he
that
just
my own summons
fully
are in
or?
there.
Oh, the
No, not
last
them,
one here.
me.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah, no, they've finished. My summons are done. I'm talking about me, and I don't know whether it's a good idea. I'm going to not, actually. I'll just stay where I am, let the summons continue doing what they're doing. I was going to summon some black tentacles, maybe, but I don't want to trap my own summons in it. So if more of them go down, I'll consider it next time, but that's me for now.
Okay, fantastic. Silaster, I need you to... Well, if you want, this one here is going to provoke an attack of opportunity.
And just a quick one, Rob. Just as I haven't moved personally, I will go full defensive. As I never say that I'll do that,
Yeah.
but since I didn't do anything,
Good.
I believe that adds 40 armor class?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, because you personally haven't done anything yet this sport. Yeah,
I haven't done anything, just watching the summons, so I'm just on guard.
Uh-huh.
I will take the attack opportunity.
Yeah, go for it then.
24, which I think is just a hit.
It is a hit.
Oh. Ooh, 16 points of damage.
Couple of ones there,
2 1s and a 6.
both extreme. Not bad. Not bad.
What is it like as you pace this thing into nothingness as it goes to move to do something?
I hop up its arm and I go.
And it just it crumbles and
No.
melts down into nothingness. You will note,
Beautifully done.
Silaster, that it was preparing what appeared to be some kind of spell, which is odd. But there we are.
I'd like to point out that pinch extinguish only worked because it was so weak.
Yeah. It was on its last legs.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This one will provoke an attack of opportunity as well from...
Which one?
So this one here, so from your two middle ones, the one that's here. It's provoking
Nice.
attacks
So
of
they'll
opportunities.
both
yeah.
have one swipe at it each. So one 28 and the other one
There's a hit.
27.
Both hits. Now this one is the one that is least injured, but hopefully we will see. See if you can get some licks in.
25 points of damage
Oh,
from 2 hits.
a big carving strike from the first.
Yeah, just some of that.
And the other one?
I know that was from
that was
both of
both.
them. They only get one hit. They only get one hit each.
Of course.
It's attack of opportunity.
Right, it will then move over here as it moves out of your threat range to here. She will move to the altar. No, he's in Ansel's threat range technically there as well, isn't he? Because you have long arms. So we'll go there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, that's fine.
Do you have long arms?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so he gets to there, and he will cast a spell. And this odd swirling kind of effect, like, falls upon his fire. That's his turn. This one is going to continue on its valiant attempt to bring this one down. Oh no, this is it's been replaced by another one, isn't it? So it will just do 2 rounds, two attacks against this one. Here.
I will say that one is untouched. That one is damaged.
Well,
If it's if it knows what it's doing, it's already damaged this guy.
okay. Well, if it knows, yeah, fair
That's
enough. I didn't realise. I couldn't remember if he had or not. But thank you for your honesty.
He's taken a chunk. He has taken a chunk of damage. He's looking
He will
quite
do so
blackened from the fire, so I think that's fair.
Is he AC 16 still for those?
AC 16. Yeah.
That's 2 hits. So bam, first
may
one.
well.
Whoa.
May well do him in.
25
bludgeoning
points
damage.
of bludgeoning damage.
Pretty sure that's done him. Hang on a second. Yeah, he's dead.
He turns and then will try and hit the other attack on this one.
Oh well, he landed it, didn't he? Already past the 16 armor class. So.
No, but I wanted to roll again. That is a hit.
That's fine.
That is a
Yeah, I'll
hit.
take it. Every little helps, man.
Yeah.
I'll take whatever kindnesses you wish to offer. So
21 points of bludgeoning damage to the other one.
Oh,
Crunch,
actually, that's
crunch.
T2. That one had taken some damage as well. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he
that
got
one
burned, didn't he? I think.
that one genuinely is only held together by necromantic magic.
The strings that are holding it
Normal,
up become
yeah,
visible.
a normal troll skeleton would be dead, but it's the extra necromancy is
That
holding
extra
it together.
juice. I love it.
It is still going.
Perfect. That is their turn. Ansel, you can give me a spellcraft check if you wish.
I'd love to. See if I can roll decently for one. 21.
More than enough. You recognise this spell. You know this to be haste. This one has cast haste upon itself.
Oh.
It's all good.
Oh, great.
And you know how hard they hit. You now know that if this one gets a full round of attack on you, it will get an extra attack as well as those usual bonuses. So it now has haste on it. With that new information, what do you do on your turn?
Well, that does change things, because I was going to engage it in physical combat, because I was like, try and interrupt the spell, but I will definitely not be doing that. I'll move away from it, in fact.
That thing
Into
bloody
this
casts
pool
haste
of-
on itself.
I'll warn Silaster and Obsidian as well that this is happening.
Nice. Very good, very
and the
good.
Shade will approach it.
Okay.
And my cursed Eldritch Blast. 18 on its touch.
18 is a hit on its touch.
And that does 15 points of damage.
Again, glances, but this thing is steadily getting weakened and worn down. But it's still going.
And then I gain another hit point as the moonlight reflects over Ansel's skin.
Very good.
In a glowing sheen.
We're back to the top of the round. Silaster.
Oh, that's a quick wick. Right. Silaster is going to quaff.
Silaster, if you allow me, I can attempt to dispel that before you go, if you would
Go for it.
like the extra chance. It's all I'm going to do on my turn.
As you say, Silaster is busy just taking a couple of shots of a potion into his mouth. He's like... As Silaster uses move action, and... Would you permit a standard action as well?
Well, your movement...
Dude, if you want to take your turn, take your turn. If you want to let me go first, you'll have a better chance.
Are you doing your whole turn?
I want to take 2 health potions.
Yeah, you can do that with your movement and an action, yeah.
I atomize 2 cure serious wounds.
Very good.
Because I was worryingly low there. 57.
Really? Oh, that's nice to know. Very good. You feel your wounds knit back together. Battlefield Medica. Your wounds are healed. Anything else, Silaster?
Nope. That is move and standard.
Obsidian.
Well, as I said, I'm going to aim at this one with a targeted dispel.
Yeah.
So I am aiming at the creature. It will hit unerringly. It's not a ray or anything, and I have to do a cast. I have to do a check against it for every ongoing spell that's going on its person. I don't know whether that counts if this thing is a magical creature or it's got some sort of extra magic. Obviously, the haste is what I'm going for because I saw it cast.
It would appear
spell.
Yeah. You'll be rolling.
But if there's
that.
anything else, that's down to you. I don't know, but I'm just attempting.
Just the
DC
haste.
for the dispel
Yeah.
is 11 plus the spell's caster level. Well, it will work on any spell it has running though on itself if it has anything else.
Okay, gotcha. So 11 plus the level of the spell.
Is the DC, and I roll 1d20 plus 10 because the maximum is 10.
Okay, so full disclosure, obviously haste, as we all know, level 3 spell.
You don't have
plus
to tell me
11.
what the spell is, just
Well,
if
it's
there
haste.
are more saves.
Ansel determined it was haste with a spellcraft check and told you, so you know it's haste.
24.
That beats the DC then in that case. The targeted dispel, you dispel the haste.
Excellent.
Very good.
And
Very
it doesn't
good.
affect anything else. There's nothing else seems to be going on with it.
Not in
magically
terms
that it
of
can
a
dispel.
magical spell on it, no.
Okay, no problem then. I didn't know, because obviously we don't know much about the creature. I thought it might help us to learn something about it if the
Actually,
dispel
that's
did
a very
something
good
else
question.
to it. Obviously, if it's candle, if it's fire is magic, or I don't know. Like I said,
That's a very good question. That is not something that I'd actually prepared for, but you know what? I think we should look into that. You have to do a check for each effect, correct? So you roll each time, or is it one
I have to do a roll for each effect,
Yeah.
but I don't have to know what the effect is. You don't have to tell me what the effect is. You just tell me if there is one or if there isn't one, and I'll roll for it.
Okay, no,
If
I
it
like
is
this
dispelled-
because this is against. I've got the DC. I know what the DC is. Go for it.
27 this time.
The power that appears to be burning at the heart of this thing stops. What is it like as Obsidian? You put the candle out.
I think it's I think it's like a chant. I think dispel magic is like anti-magic, you know. So he's kind of got this this kind of infernal chant going on, muttering it under his breath. He just holds out a hand, and then you see it depower from the haste. The spell is just undone in the same way it was cast, and then he kind of searches whilst muttering and finds this power and just closes his hand and snubs it out.
I love that so much.
And he is genuinely surprised. He is as surprised as the candle.
And we have returned. Apologies for the technical difficulties. We're now back. We witnessed that as this candle man was on its last legs, Obsidian was able to snuff out its remaining power with dispel magic. And I believe that was the end of your turn, Obsidian, unless you wanted to move at all, or...
No.
In that case, then, we go on to their turn. This one here is gone. So it's just these two remaining. Oh no, it's just the one remaining, isn't it? Of course.
I've actually just realised that. It's not.
I can't hear you, mate.
Your
Sorry,
audio.
Your mic's gone a bit funny, mate.
Has it? That's really annoying. Hello?
It's a bit quiet.
Hello?
You're distant.
Yeah, you sound really far away.
You've become distant to us.
From one issue to another.
It's not. It's Matt's headset, and he usually fixes it. I've just rolled 2 attacks for that candle man against Matt's thingy. Obsidian's thingy. First one does. God, that is 19 points of bludgeoning damage. Second one is 23 points of bludgeoning damage against the this one here.
That one?
Yep.
That one is destroyed.
Yeah, it rears up and its flame burns brightest before the dawn, smashes this thing into bits. Okay, that was its turn. Ansel.
So Ansel will target the last, and I just thought of this, candelabro. Pathetic.
Yeah.
With an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
27 on its touch.
It's a hit.
Even more pathetic. Pathetic enough to match the pun I just made. 9.
It is just enough. What is it like as you tip it over the edge? Literally just.
I think it is a tipped over the edge. I think he throws this Eldritch Blast in like a sickle flying through the air. It slashes into the leg, and for a second it looks like it's going to stay standing, and then just the leg collapses, and then it lands on its knee, and then that bit of the leg collapses, and it lands on its hip, and then the side collapses, and it just crumples into itself. And the flame gets drowned by the wax.
Amazing.
Epic.
The air is filled with that smell of snuffed out birthday candles. It's quite pleasant if it weren't
Specifically.
almost have cost your lives. You are sort of like surrounded by these murky pools of like greyish wax that's now lost that shining moon gleam. And the archive, the library, is silent.
They seemed very familiar. Ansel's healing over the next 2 minutes, by the way. I'm just doing it now. So
Some eldritch power.
Takes him back.
Doing the same thing.
Well, Silaster will take a cure serious wounds then. Why not?
You have
He
to
can't heal himself. He has to drink a potion.
You have to heal with potions. That's it.
Well, I'm back to full.
Matt, your mic, I don't know if it's still, it seems a bit like disrupted.
It's really weird. I have absolutely no idea why that has happened.
I mean, it just happens sometimes.
The music
when you
went
bring
really
it.
loud in my ear as well. The music went super loud in my ear. How's that? Is that better?
Slightly louder, but it's still quite quiet.
That's really bizarre. I don't understand.
Project, dear boy.
Turn this right up.
It's not that. It's whatever in your device that makes it activate when you pull it down. I think sometimes it doesn't work.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to stop using it. It's one of the most expensive things you can get on the market.
Well, it's a shame it's a shame then that it only works like 75% of the time, then, isn't it? It is now working, however.
Okay. Well, good. Good. Okay. I'm here. I am still here.
I can hear you, yes. Perfect. Right.
He's still here, just
lovely.
very
Good.
small.
I'm very, very small. I'm super far away.
You sound fine now. So, the field is just littered, like I say, with these like big piles of like smouldering wax that begins to cool and solidify on the ground.
I mean,
Does there seem to be anything? Yeah. And is it still magical to sight, or has it lost its
It
essence?
has lost its essence, yeah. Whatever was driving it is gone. It's just material now, spent and wasted on the ground.
Can we do a couple of checks on the gate here?
Yeah.
Ansel, can you do so you'll use your detect magic vision and try and see if there's like anything going on that's similar to the big gate? This is some sort of model, isn't it? Some version.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think Ansel takes a moment to lay a hand on the wax in a sort of, I don't know, sort of a moment of feels a little poignant to him that he just destroyed or helped destroy 5 creatures that were at least powered by the same thing that he emits, but then he will turn his gaze upon the bright gate, the miniature bright gate. The dark gate, perhaps.
So you're looking upon this, this copy of the Bright Gate. Your magical sight reveals that it does appear to have been influenced by conjuration magic at some point. You know that to be effectively the school of planar magic, effectively. The bringing of through from one thing into another realm, effectively. It does appear to have and give off the same kind of energies as the Bright Gate, or at least it's a much weaker version. Like I say, it doesn't appear to actually be a functioning gate. Just the magic that would be roughly used with such a thing to make it work to test on. As before, you noticed that there had obviously been a number of experiments and attempts made with this thing. But that's what your magical sight gives you with that. You guys can make checks to determine what further experiments were being done here. You can either give me a knowledge arcana or a spellcraft.
I'll go with knowledge arcana because it's slightly higher. But yeah, so it doesn't feel like then it can transport anything necessarily.
In its current state, no.
16.
That was 16 for knowledge arcana.
Yes, but Ansel did a
27
lot
for
better.
that Ansel.
Obsidian, you kind of just see this for what it is. Like it's like a prototype almost. If someone was trying to make their own version of a bright gate, this is what it would look like.
Right. Okay.
Not in every way successful, but it still has that kind of makeup of it, that magical makeup to it. Ansel, that check, you're looking around and you can see those. I mentioned last session, at least I believe I mentioned, I could be wrong, that you notice that there's quite a lot of like really old blood stains around, like significant amount of blood stains. And you're seeing that there has been some kind of like reaction to the gate between that and the blood. You remember in your investigations previous learning that the hunger reacts to whatever drives you in the world. There's like if you could like whatever is the thing that you most want or most crave in this world, that invariably is what triggers that kind of power. And you're kind of noticing that, like, from offerings made at like the prayer altars of the hunger that you've come across as well, like whether it just be food or offerings of any kind, it's something that you most want that helps trigger this. It's something that drives you. And obviously with Derek, what drives him the most?
Blood.
Exactly. For a moment, because it's such a good check, Ansel, at 27, like for a moment you see the real Bright Gate, and you remember the hundreds and hundreds of people killed in the Festival of Welcome, the Feast of Welcome, that occurred in the very first session. That amount of people slaughtered, but you suddenly realise that it was the blood that was being shed on such a mass scale in an attempt to try and like jerry-rig the gate to open. So those initial experiments began here. So it seems that if you're to draw on the power of the hunger, you have to sort of like lean into what drives you the most. And to summon the hunger through the gate, that would be what you would have to do. If that makes sense.
I see. Yes. So Derek experimented here, then took his learnings for a full run, as it were, out of the Bright Gate. And the reason it worked was because it was him doing it, and it was blood related. If we were to, for example, want to open a Bright Gate or make use of this version, we would have to use whatever drives us.
Correct.
And that would be the only way we could activate it effectively. Interesting.
Very.
Ansel will explain that in that way.
It's clearly been useful to him then, hasn't it, if he managed to open the other Bright Gate following his experiments with this one.
But why? Why did he need to do that? Because it didn't activate one of the omens, did it?
Well, we don't really know, do we? I'm not really sure, actually. doesn't necessarily seem that related to the fugue prism directly. The two things seem sort of separate. Like his whole plan as Father Wolf, his Father Wolf persona, seemed like it was separate to his Namorator persona. So maybe he's trying to... Maybe that was a different omen that we are as yet unaware what that was trying to achieve. Like, there's more than one, you know, maybe he's trying to activate more than one.
Two things. One, this, yes, a trial run, but there's nothing to say that the Bright Gate as well was also not a trial run also, for something even bigger.
But on a bigger scale.
And second, something has struck me. Just
It was a candle person.
It was a candle person.
Very hard.
The flames were burning like a sickle, weren't they?
Yes.
When we saw those avatars, that vision, Shadow bore a sickle, or the twin sickles as part of its avatar. What's to say there are not other such machinations here to the others, to war, to magic? Hope.
Shadow and...
Faith. Fate, that one eludes me. Fate.
Yeah. Yeah. Possibly. This is it, isn't it? Maybe we need to press further on our friend.
I mean, maybe he's been not just trying for the Shadow Omen, but trying against others.
I mean, what did we find out? The Githyanki. What is the Githyanki's name?
Kidos.
Kidos, thank you. Kidos, he just sort of saw an opportunity, right, to come through the gate and took it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like he was the one that was trying to be summoned in any way, necessarily. Or maybe he was. Maybe there's something more to that we haven't figured out. Something more to Kidos.
You remember Kidos saying that something similar was happening on the other side of the gate, and it never really was discussed afterwards. And that whatever the attempt was, it was enough to allow a single person to pass. Rather than opening the gate, it just allowed something to come through. And you remember talking to Derek about the Githyanki when you first thought him to be an eccentric interested in ancient sites of power. You told him about the Githyanki, and initially that was the one reason why he kept you alive, was because you started talking about this Githyanki that came through the gate, and he was like, what? So clearly it wasn't all really to his design from that reaction that you remember having with him. That's not me like giving you clues or hints. That was his reaction.
No, you're right. You remember.
So, so there's that as well.
So
you're
he
right.
wanted to activate the gate, but he didn't know what was going to come through it.
Yeah.
So I think maybe you're right. Maybe it is a thing where he's warming up to it, something bigger. You know, something much, much bigger and nastier coming through the gate, or more, at least, of a species or of an area species coming through.
Obsidian, your point, that kind of like clicks you onto something as well, because you say, well, this kind of feels, what was happening with the Bright Gate feels disconnected to the Fugue Prism, and you remember Derek talking about, like, when you live as long as I do, you start getting, it basically boasted to the fact that he has like lots of cults dedicated to him, and you're thinking perhaps each of them has like a particular cause, with different things to try, like each one perhaps is potentially experimenting in different ways.
What if
across the generations,
one of the omens, the Shadow Omen, right? So we've got Shadow, blot out the sun. That's one. Maybe one of the others is war, right? And if you want a war, you need armies. You need things maybe to come through those gates to create war on this plane. Maybe that's part of it. But I don't know what more. I don't know what more we can do at the moment. Sort of, as far as looking into, we've got the legend lore.
It's just whether it's
I wouldn't know what to ask it.
That's the thing.
We found out a lot about the Bright Gate already. I don't think there's much more we're going to find out about the Bright Gate that's going to be instrumental in allowing us to know what move to make next. I think the next thing we've got to do is focus on the Fugue Prism, but keep this in mind.
Yeah.
We are but one part of this place, so let us press on.
Very good.
Is there anything else to find in the rooms? There's a desk in the other room, isn't there?
Yeah, you can give me a search check.
$16.
My search is just that low.
16.
Same as yours. 13 plus 2.
17.
You go through these journals and that you find in a desk, and they're all really about the construction of this thing. There's like mechanical, magical blueprints, effectively. And you see like a lot of research notes on the gate in the Bright Gate, to be honest. But there's also notes about the others that dot the land. You know that there are 4, so they say. 4 gates stand upon a point of a star. That was like how the rhyme went. Of the original omen that you bore witness to, or rather the prophecy, of the omens. And most of his focus really has been on that, and it does seem like most of his focus is upon the shadow omen. Really, so he does look like he's focusing upon one. But he's obviously been attempting it in different ways to try and get access to this thing, whether by trying to cheat it and open it early, or trying to make it more likely that this the events will come to pass that will trigger the omen that will then make the gate open.
Did we ever? I don't think we ever did, but potentially, what if each gate is tied to a specific omen? One gate, one omen. And what causes the darkest shadows but the brightest lights?
It would make sense. It's a good thought.
I know nothing of Runic's experience of the gate, but...
That
I
is
know a little of Runic's experience of the gate. Mind flayers.
We don't know a thing.
Intellect devourers.
Bagpipe playing dwarves.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But
You're going through this journal, and there's all sorts of notes, and it is sort of like ramblings mixed with scientific examination and magical sort of theory. And then you get to the last page, and you do see that there is once again those sickle moons, and there is a single word with a question mark written after it. It simply says, "Vengeance?" Question mark.
Vengeance.
Vengeance!
But that's all.
I
you
mean,
learn.
no idea what that could mean. Obviously, I know what vengeance means, but why that's relevant, I don't know.
What is this word?
What?
What is this? It's a V word.
It sounds threatening.
Is there a dictionary in this library?
In what language? My goodness. Yeah, that's what you learn anyway. There's
right.
nothing further to really find in here, so it seems.
I think we should progress.
Okay.
I'm getting restless.
What direction would you like to go?
I'm going to try this door.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where other doors are, actually, now I think about it.
There's one in the central corridor.
Yeah, I'm going to whiz back through, because I did see all of this. I'm just reminding myself very quickly of it. So just do a quick walkthrough of the place. So there is a door there. There's a door there. Yeah, I'm going to try this door.
Okay, so you head over to that door that is to the sort of the left-hand side. You open the door.
Huge!
You are greeted to effectively an armory. There is a large spiral staircase that goes upwards, and it goes upwards in the style that many castles have those spiral staircases. Designed obviously so only one person can go up at a time to make them as maximize their defensiveness. There appears to be a large lever.
Yes, there does. No, I just want to pull that. I literally I'm not going to hear anything else you say. I just want to pull the lever.
There is also another door that goes off to the above you. So if you were walking straight forward, it would be on your right hand side. Fires crackle in braziers on pillars. There is a coldness. And you do note that there are two large iron grates that kind of give you a view outside as well. Though it's quite hard to tell really what is outside from just looking there.
How high is the ceiling in this room?
It's pretty cavernous, pretty tall. I would say about 25 to 30 feet easily.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just thinking I will cast concentration up to 1 minute per level. So I am going to cast Detect Undead, level 1. I'm going to concentrate on it and just keep it running. And I'm going to aim it up at the ceiling. It goes 60-foot cone emanation. And I'm just going to slowly scan the area because I want to know roughly where. Silasta had a vision of some stuff on a roof. I want to know how close we are to the roof to see if we're anywhere near, if they're on the floor above us,
It's
or whatever.
60
So I'll get an
feet, isn't
idea
it?
of. It is a 60-foot cone-shaped emanation. It will go for, as long as I concentrate, up for 12 minutes. As we're sort of wandering around, I will just keep concentrating on it, aiming it at the ceiling. I just want to know if I come across any undead auras nearby.
Right now, you don't, but you remember the sheer scope of this place. It's not to say that there aren't going to be undead around, but right at this exact moment, you do not.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. I will just keep doing it. So as we're moving through, I will go partway up these stairs.
I've got to ask, Silasta and Ansel, you've moved to those grates. Did you do so with any kind of stealth? You didn't declare it as you moved, so I'm asking.
I'm
Just
disguised,
natural.
so I'm not doing anything with stealth.
Oh, you still look like the
No,
Lightbreaker,
Celestian's
don't
the only
you?
one.
Yeah.
What did you say, Mike?
No, I did not. I walked.
Okay, well, this is... I mean, it's quite a distance, but I think you might have seen something. And you probably know that from that angle, they might also see something. Oh my god, you lucky bastard. Okay, so you sort of like just look out and you realise that these grates that you're looking at, they're effectively like... I can't remember what they're called. They're effectively murder holes. They're grates in which you can just like jab spears through. You're looking out of a gatehouse. You see that the lever next to you would trigger a counterweight to help bring a gate down. So you're in the front gatehouse of the castle, and now looking out across there, you're seeing the central courtyard. A huge fire is blazing in the centre, and dotted around there are other equally large fires blazing. And you see silhouetted figures nearby. You can give me a knowledge religion. Both you and Ansel can give me knowledge religion. If Obsidian's looking, you can do so as well.
I do not have it.
If they call me, I mean, they're probably going to say and give me a beckon, so I'll pop over and
okay,
slyly have a look through the grates.
Yeah, you
knowledge
can.
Religion.
I mean, it's gonna be literally the most basic roll ever, because you would know what these are.
27.
Yeah, you see that there is about 6 vampire spawn just hunched around this fire in the centre.
Oh, lovely.
The you are sort of noticing that there is movement moving through the courtyard, although it's difficult to sort of like lock on to each one. There also appear to be clouds of bats swarming above as well.
Yeah. I'm really not sure we want to just go out and fight stuff. Shall we try this door?
Did you see what was above us?
Above us? No, I went part way up the stairs. I didn't go right the way to the top. I just went part way up so that my emanation, my 60-foot emanation, would penetrate the ceiling to see if I got any idea of any more undead above us, any vampires or anything like that above us.
So you get about halfway
I didn't go
up,
all the way up the stairs.
And there does appear to be a kind of like a familiar sense of something that you might have encountered before, something quite powerful.
Okay. In which case, I will maintain that for a few rounds, and it should tell me the number of undead auras within my cone, within the area.
Okay.
And then it will, if I maintain it for 3 rounds, I get the strength and location of each undead aura. The strength is based on faint, moderate, strong, or overwhelming. And that's based on hit die. I don't know whether you want me to just tell you, Rob, if you want to look it up, because it's easier for you to know which one to tell me, then I'll just know.
I know of what you will be sensing currently.
Yeah, you get a rough idea of their hit die. You don't get an exact thing, but you get faint, moderate, strong, or overwhelming.
Gotcha. Okay. Faint, moderate, overwhelming, and that's numbers, or is that just the strength of the particular entity?
So if it has 1 hit dice or lower, it's faint. 2 to 4, moderate. 5 to 10, strong. 11 or higher, overwhelming.
Overwhelming. Sincerely.
Overwhelming. Okay.
Overwhelming.
Okay. And is there just 1 aura, or is there more than 1 aura?
At the moment, there appears to be 1 aura of an undead creature above.
Okie dokie. Okay, 1 aura, overwhelming. I think that is a thing that we should maybe attempt next, but let's try this door first. And then maybe this door, because I think the door over there connects to the other rooms. So I'm gonna try this door.
Yeah, weirdly that one was sort of showing glimpses inside, but there we go. It doesn't matter. You open the door and you find that there is sort of like a bunkhouse within. There are beds. You know that not every creature here is undead, hence the cultists.
Yeah.
So this appears to be like a resting place for
Vampires gotta
them.
eat.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's a
on wheels.
foot locker at the foot of each one.
Have a glance. Just a quick. Is it worth doing a search, or is it just?
You can
junk?
give me a search if you like.
Let's do a bit of a search just to
Okay.
see. 18. Yeah. It's actually really good for me.
That is really good. Can you first of all roll me a D6 for me?
3.
You find 3 cure moderate wounds potions.
I will give them all to Silaster. Unless Ansel, did you say you healed?
Yeah,
or
I've got
something?
9, so I'm probably alright for now.
I have 8.
All
So if
3.
I take 2 and you take 1, we're both on 10.
Cool.
Nice. Can you
Nice.
each roll me a D100? Take it in turn. So Matt, you did the search check, so you give me the first D100 roll, please.
1.
Nice.
Wow.
No shit. Oh, 1.
You find a potion of blur.
Potion of blur. Wicked.
So the
Yes,
subject
please. That's a
outlines
wicked
blurred.
potion.
It basically gives you the 20% mischance that lasts for
Gives you
1 minute.
mischance. Cracking.
Yeah, lasts for 1 minute. The
1
only thing
minute.
that would prevent that
And
from
it's,
working is if they use like see invisibility or true seeing or something like that. Otherwise,
True seeing, yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, you're fine. Yep.
Very nice. Potion of blur. 1 minute, 20% mischance. Very
Okay,
nice.
Dom, do you want to give me a D100?
I'd love to. 22.
22. Okay, let's see. A cure serious wounds potion.
Well,
Ooh.
So can't.
I've got
can't
5 of
complain about
those.
that, really.
Do you want that, Silaston?
I've got 6.
Man,
Oh,
you're getting a lot
okay.
of health potions. My goodness. Well, there we go. There's that. And finally, Mike, if you'd like to give me a D100 roll, please.
Ooh, another low, 14.
A Shield of Faith +3 potion. My goodness. So this gives you a +2 deflection bonus to AC. Well, in this case, +3. So if you have a deflection bonus already, then I think it just adds on to it will make the difference up.
I do not.
I give the difference, but it won't stack.
Oh, there you go then. Yeah. So in that case, then if you don't
My
have a
wisdom
deflection
is
bonus,
untyped.
yeah. In that case, that's fine then. So in that case, that Shield of Faith potion for you then will give you +2 to your armor class, and that is also 1 minute per level. It's a 1 level, first level potion. So yeah, 1 minute. That'll last
Hey.
for.
Dude, that's very cool.
Very cool.
Right, shall we try this door?
The one back on yourself, yep, by all means.
Yeah, I think. Well, there's a shadow. There's a shadow in between, so there's probably a room there. It's worth having a look, isn't it?
Allow me.
Thank you, Silaster.
Ooh.
Fire!
Yeah, you open the door and you see 2 burning braziers upon pillars. This appears to be like a grand entranceway to the archive you've already explored.
Nice. It
Gleams
is
with
just
an
a
eerie
corridor.
purple light. Yep. Adjoining corridor.
It's adjoining, and it has the doors to the others, which takes us back to the room with the legend lore. Right, okay, that's cool. Cool. Right, do we feel like taking on a
Hang on.
hefty undead?
I don't remember going through there, and I can see through there. In the original library room,
Yeah.
did any of us...
Oh, through this way?
There's now a hole in the wall. But I don't remember any of us opened up the door.
A hole in the wall.
On the wall.
Oh, do you mean this over here where the stairs are?
Here, yeah.
That was just open, I think.
What hole in the wall?
But the door's
Yeah, 'cause-
next to it.
Yeah, Rob, see, there's a door
right.
here. But there's also, this is just open. We can see all of this
I
room.
see.
Oh, okay. Well, that
Don't
yeah.
know that we're supposed to.
Yeah, there is a door there on
A
mine.
wall.
Is it? It might just.
There
be
is a
open.
door there. There's a wall missing here. I don't know if there's supposed to be a wall. Because there are stairs.
Right, yeah. So, well,
There's
in
a
that
door
case,
next
yeah,
to it.
there is a yeah. Well, in that, I don't know why that's the case. Then that is really weird. Yeah, you look out there. There appears to be like an entrance way or like a hallway. That there is like a set of grand double doors. On the left-hand side. Hopefully, you can see the door symbol there. Because
Yeah, it was just.
so there.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are two sets of stairs that appear to go up. And yeah,
There's
there
also
is
a hole.
There is a hole. There is a hole in the
Natural hole.
ground, and there appear to be 4 statues that gleam with an eerie red light. They have horns. They look quite devilish.
Yeah, I really don't want to fight more constructs. No.
Are they magical?
Excuse me.
You can give me. Oh well, you're just looking at them. There does appear to be a
Yeah.
faint sense of. I think. Let me just check. I just need to check something. Yeah, a faint sense of divination magic, sort of like emanating from them.
Divination.
You can give me a spellcraft check to see if there's a particular spell that's on it.
25.
Yeah, you can tell that this is a very basic scrying spell as upon the statues. So whatever passes through this corridor would be witnessed in some capacity.
I don't
I'll
want to pass
pass
in front
that
of
on.
those. Don't want to pass in front of those just
Don't
yet.
go that way.
Didn't we get a scry shroud or something off the top of my head?
Yep. We did.
Did we sell it?
We might have. Scry Shroud. We did get one, yeah. I don't have it on my list, but I do remember us having one.
Did Ansel take it? I see.
No, we have it.
I do vaguely remember, yeah. Shroud of Scrying.
It's not on my list.
You get a +5 bonus on saves against divination.
well,
Additionally,
there we
if you
go.
see or otherwise detect a magical sensor created by scrying, you can activate the cloak to become invisible for 10 rounds.
Huh.
But we don't need to come through here yet, do we? We could see what's up the round stairs.
I reckon we should. If there's a powerful undead, every little bit that we do is going to be helpful. If we can take one out and then retreat and come back, and take one out and then retreat and come back, bit of guerrilla warfare.
Well, we can't keep retreating. We have only a fight.
Yeah, well, we'll see how we're doing at the end of the fight, depending on how powerful the undead is. But worth a go.
So you want to go back to the staircase that you were just at, where you were doing your initial checks for detecting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Undead.
All right. You do so. You climb the stairs, and it becomes very apparent that when you reach the top of this thing, you can see the cold light of, well, what should be day, but appears to be quite dark and overcast, almost unnaturally dark and overcast. You realise that if you reach the top of this staircase, you will be on top of the battlements. Do you still wish to proceed?
Where we'll be visible to all of the things Silaster saw.
Oh, is that where that stuff was, on the battlements?
No,
Yeah, a lot of
you're
it
there.
was,
What you were looking at? Oh, right. Well, yeah. So when you had your vision, certainly, Silaster, you saw things on the battlements. Absolutely. You may also be visible to things down below in the courtyard, depending.
Right. I don't know. What do you think, boys? What's going to be best here? We are going to end up fighting stuff. It's just, are we going to be massively overwhelmed if we go out on the battlements?
I would thought we would be overwhelmed because vampires have the ability to move very quickly as bats.
Yes, they do. Well... yeah, as bats. I mean, as bats, they're still very vulnerable, so that's not too much of a problem. They can move as other things.
No, but I mean, they'd be able to get up to us very quickly. We wouldn't be fighting one thing for a bit. It would be would be fighting it for a moment, and then would be very quickly.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on how much is up there. It might not be the same as when Silastra looked, or when Silastra saw. Is there a way that we can scope it out a bit? Kind of recon?
It's up to you.
What?
It depends on how you want to do that.
Let me see if I can pop my head out. And, I'll be as stealthy as I can.
I feel like we're better off being above the stuff that's down in the courtyard than down in the courtyard with all the stuff above being able to come down and get us anyway.
We don't necessarily need to be either of them, though.
Exactly. But I'll see if I can do a sneaky look.
Yeah, you can do a stealth check, a hide and move silently for me then, please.
So, move silently is 31, hide is 29.
Where did Silastra go?
It's nagging up like a snake. Chin first.
Why has it got to be like that, man? Nagging up there.
I am going to move Silastra to a different map.
Do it.
And I will bring it up on... oh no, but then it's not going to be on the stream, is it? Well, never mind.
We had this problem before, as I recall. It's a bit of a bugger. When Ansel went upstairs in the Graves home.
Did that move you over to a new map, Michael?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, unfortunately, all the others would be on the same position as you, so ignore them. Those are your comrades below you, we'll say. So, you're able to sort of like begin climbing the last couple of stairs, and your stealth check is incredibly good. So you're able to spot that evading Obsidian's detection are 4 cultists that stand upon the bridge of the gatehouse, because obviously they're not undead, and they're right by the top of the stairs. But they don't notice you. What is more unnerving is what Obsidian did detect. Standing not too far on a raised platform, just off the side of the gatehouse, there stands the looming armored figure of a night spawn. Its terrifying blood lance on its back, and it appears to be surveying the battlements. As before, bats hurtle about. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
And hatch down. And silently retreat.
There he is.
Are they out there?
Hi, Silastra. What's up?
Hordes.
Hordes?
Okay, maybe not hordes, there's a lot of them.
Oh, okay. But you said there was just one.
There are cultists above, and one of those armoured vampires.
Human cultists, not a problem. The one thing I actually am good against is living humans. I can wipe them from the face of the earth.
However,
Vampire is the problem.
a very, very quick peek at the battlements, I think we need to head south.
Okay. Makes you say that.
There is a larger part of the castle that I could only see, but it seems to wrap around to it. Again, only a quick look, so that's all I saw, but...
Do you think if we go out in the courtyard and combat starts, that we will initiate combat with everything from the battlements as well?
If we initiate things that are in the battlements, we won't stand a chance. They can just pepper us.
If we were to initiate combat out in the courtyard, is it high up enough and far away enough that they wouldn't hear it, or would the alarm be sounded and we would basically just initiate combat with everything outside in the castle on top? And
I spotted bats flying around. They seem to know this land. They found us earlier. They were Derek at one point.
It's just there's a lot going on outside in the courtyard. There's a whole other area over here. If we could get across this gap quickly without being spotted.
How far is it?
Not
I can
far.
teleport across that far.
It's 30 feet.
Yeah, I can get us across there.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
might
there's
be worth
bars,
having a
you
look in this room and seeing what's
you
happening.
can see the other side, certainly. It looks like a mirroring, almost, of the chamber you're in currently, looking across through the bars.
It's just because going down through that room means we're going to get spotted by the statues.
Yeah, well, I can take us across the gap. That's not a problem.
I can hop over
here.
as well.
Okay. Do you think that's a good idea? I'm just throwing out suggestions, guys. I'm not...
I also don't know if the stairs by the statues would be also taking us to the battlements.
How steep did the stairs look in that room, Rob, with the statues? Did they look like they were going up about as far as the spiral staircase in this room?
You imagine those stairs would likely lead all the way up to where there would be another route up onto the battlements as well.
Yeah, okay. I think of any other ways around.
I think this
the
is
place.
the jumping across here is probably the simplest way to explore more. It might not get us where we want to be, but
No, but it'll at least
Also jump
open
across
up
where
more
the
options.
statues are, but there's a risk.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Keep pushing forwards.
yeah.
Okay, so you're in that case then you're using your various teleporting abilities to zip across from one bit to the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. I'll move you over, don't worry. There you go.
Thanks.
Is Trick still with you?
Yeah. He's always with me. He's
No,
just
I
like
was in
on my shoulder
physically,
as a
where
crow
is
or
he?
whatever. But he is back here somewhere. I don't 100% know. I left him in.
You have vision on him, I thought.
He was by the bright gate, I
I've
think.
got him. Hold on. No, I've got him. I've got him.
Okay.
I had to drag him from miles away.
I was going to say, you got to keep...
I found
there we
him.
are.
Well remembered, Rob. No, you're absolutely right. I was.
Because I was like, I will
Not
lose
on
him
it.
on this. It's such a big map. So yeah, you zip across. Your teleporting abilities easily traverse you to this part of the gate, and yeah, it is a mirroring. It is the other part of the gatehouse, effectively, and rather cleverly, you have used the murder holes to your advantage. You see another door that goes off this way. To the right, you imagine, to a similar chamber as before, and then two doors just ahead as well. Various arms and armaments scattered and, I say scattered, organised here. What do you do?
I
Well,
suppose we should try the door to the north first, as we think it's probably only a small chamber anyway.
Yeah.
What's behind door number 2?
We open it. Dragon!
Yes, there is a
Dragon.
gargantuan ice dragon. No, there is another chamber, and there is it is another bunk room. So you can roll me some. You don't need to. You know that there's possessions that has been left in here, so you can give me some further potion rolls.
Let's do it. I went first last time, so Sinasta or answer you guys.
4.
Nice and low again.
4. Oh, I'm sorry, I've just closed the thing. That's annoying. Bear with. Potions. Let's see. So you got 4, was that?
Indeed.
Okay, let's have a look. 4. That is a potion of cure moderate wounds. I'm using the table, man. I'm sorry, I can't help it. You keep getting the same thing.
I rolled 100.
Did
I
you
got
actually?
a 1 before.
Oh
wow.
my god.
I got a 1er. Wicked.
That is magic vestment +5. So you imbue a suit of... Well, the actual spell is you imbue a suit of armor or shield with an enchantment bonus of 1 + 4 caster levels. So this is +5. You basically give your regular clothing a +5 bonus to armor class. Pretty insane.
Amazing. Well, I am wearing a chain shirt, so it'd go on that. Magic vestment +5, and at +5, I will look it up to make sure I know how long it lasts.
Why are you doing that? 59.
59, okay, cool. Let's have a look. Ooh, you have a potion of tongues. The spell grants the creature a touch the ability to speak and understand the language of any intelligent creature. Lasts for 10 minutes per level. This will last for 10 minutes. Sorry, 20 minutes. It's a second level spell.
That lasts for 20 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, magic
Pretty
vestment
good.
+5 is 1 hour per level, and you only hit +5 at 20th level, so
There you go.
that's awesome.
Yeah, well, that's what 100 on the potion. Some poor cultist has stashed that away. You've come and nabbed it.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to save
Mine.
this for a special occasion.
Where's it gone?
No!
Oh, man.
Family heirloom.
That cost me so much money.
This potion has been handed down.
That was 3 years' wages.
Yeah, oh god.
Well, don't join the bad guys then.
Pretty much was 3.
You didn't eat for a month.
yeah. Okay, so victorious, you emerge from the bunkhouse. There should be bloody treasure rooms from the value you've received from that, so that's good. But yeah, now as before, two doors stand in front of you.
I shall confidently try this one. Although, in the time we've been
Do you want to
going,
give me a listen check,
it's probably
please?
been more. So I will once again recast Detect Undead and concentrate 60-foot cone.
And was that a listen check for everyone?
It's a listen check for everyone, please. Yep. And yes, you do
23.
cast undead.
Pretty hefty.
Yes. So 23 for the listen check.
16. Listen.
Answer, was your listen check 9? Or was that for something else?
Yeah, it was 9.
Obsidian, you hear sort of like raised guttural voices with your listen check. With the 23, Silasta, you hear If we're gonna drink to anything, we will drink to the Master's name. Immortal, the Deathless. You're trying to blow smoke up his arse, another voice comes. I'm not. I just know what side my bread is buttered. And I understand that we owe everything to the Lord in the darkness. To the Bloodfather.
Do I detect any undead?
Yes, you do.
Oh, interesting. I didn't... Oh, okay. There's a few of them talking. Do I get an idea of how many if I concentrate for a round?
So, that's the weird thing, because, you don't know many undead to talk like this.
No, I don't. That's the thing. Doesn't sound like.
So, you can give me. Let me think. Well, they. What happens is that they sort of like burst into laughter and cheers and toasting, and they go So you can give me a. Let me know what languages you speak. As they begin toasting
common.
boisterously. It's the running joke.
Common, Infernal, and Draconic.
Common, Infernal, Draconic. What was your Silasser, sorry?
Elven.
No, you don't know. You can give me like an intelligence check. It's just a straight intelligence check to see if you might recognise the tongue from other adventures.
Oh, 70.
Yeah, so Obsidian, you're you think you do recognise that that kind of language, a language that you heard with your dalliance on the Dusk Flower, which was that vessel that had brought the songbird cage to Valdenor.
The orcs.
It had been taken over by orcs. What you're hearing currently is the language. Well, it's goblinoid, isn't it? That goblin that orcs speak. So that's what you hear. Yeah. Or do they have their own? Is it Orcish? I can't remember.
Orcish.
I think it's
It is
Orcish.
Orcish.
Yeah,
In that case, it would be Orcish.
I think it's it's a type
It's
of
Orcish.
goblin. Orcish. Yeah.
You know that they're. It's pretty clear that they're orcs. They sound like orcs. They're talking
And I can
the
hear
language.
quite. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, it sounds like a good many, to be honest.
Am I
Yeah.
detecting as many undead as it sounds that there are them?
No, you only detect one undead. Within the range that you can reach, which is 60 feet, you can only detect one undead.
Okay, and do I can I get an idea of?
How strong is it?
Yeah.
Well, using the table that you used before, overwhelming.
It's another one that's overwhelming.
But what I will ask, do you get the exact location or just the rough area that it's in?
So presence or absence of undead auras, it's just within my cone. Doesn't
Within
tell me
your
exactly where
cone,
it is.
then yeah, certainly you would sense it.
Hang on. So number of undead auras in the area and strength of the strongest undead aura present.
Mm-hmm.
If you are good alignment and the strongest undead aura strength is overwhelming. And the I'm not good aligned anyway, so it doesn't matter. And the strength and location of each undead aura after 3 rounds. So yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. If an aura is outside your line of sight, then you discern its direction, but not its exact location. So I'll get a rough idea, I should imagine.
Yeah, in
where
that
it
case,
is,
then,
like where roughly in the room it is.
You
but not
know
exactly.
that it would be ahead of you and it would be to your right. Probably roughly in line with the room that you've just come out of, but like in that room ahead of you, if that makes sense. So like up and
so
diagonal.
sort of...
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the rough area.
All right, guys. What are we thinking? I'm up for some rough housing with a bunch of orcs. Sounds like fun. But if that's another one of those night spawn,
You can.
I'll die.
It's going to be some very rough housing.
How about I try to have a cheeky look?
Yeah, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a potion of magic vestment +2.
Oh.
Because that lasts for 9 hours.
Would you like to give me a straight wisdom check, please?
Me.
Anyone. All of you.
Wisdom.
20.
11.
So that's that was good for 20.
I'm having some problems with my character sheet. Give me 1 second.
That's all right. We'll go with Silaster because you got a 20. I'll add any further detail of Obsidian beats that with a wisdom or an intelligence check.
Wisdom is only
Silaster, you're looking at these two doors in front of you. Obsidian, you're too busy focusing on that magic vestment thing to worry. You're thinking, well, this layout is entirely the same, and you're willing to bet that a lot of this castle adheres to the same design per each corner. So the door that you're looking at the moment will likely lead into the large predominant section of that castle tower, whereas the door on this side, the door below, on the opposite side, led to that joining corridor.
Right.
Potential
So
flanking.
Yeah. Okay. So then we want to...
That's if it's the same.
try this door.
But that's what you're...
Yeah. Well, when we do a listen check at this other door and see if we can hear voices that sound like they're actually in a room on the other side of this door, or if this room might be empty.
Yeah, give me a listen check.
That would just be +1, I think. Yeah, my listen sucks.
19.
Ansel, you're listening hard against the door, and all you can hear is the faint crackle of flames spurting in a brazier.
Sounds clear.
Haha, famous last words. Do it,
I'll
Ansel,
try it.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that, like I say, two pillars with blazing braziers at the top. There is a large door that appears to go diagonally in the same direction as wherever the other door leads. And yeah, that joining corridor connects with a further part of the castle, further south. So,
Shall we do a listen at this door here?
I mean, I was still able and willing to do a cheeky sneak through here with a...
okay, so you want to open the door and glimpse
You have
through?
to open the door, they'll see, won't they?
Yeah, I want to do a move silently and
Okay,
hide to just
so
look
you,
through the door.
if you do want to do that, you can give me a move silently and a hide.
You got it, man. Come on, you got this.
Move silently. 40.
Fucking hell.
Hide.
So that's the button with an oil can with him for the door.
Fucking hell.
I flash through the door. I just...
Yeah, you can open the door, and I will count 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom.
I'll lean back and go... Okay.
I'll describe what you saw. So you open the door, and you can open it again for a second whilst I give the description if you like. Okay, so inside you saw a number of tables. There is sort of like a raised area with a long table, like a lord's table. This looks like some kind of mess hall. It is lit with torches and fires. and there appears to be a number of orcs inside. At a swift count, you make about 5 of them. No, wait, sorry. 5 of them, and there also appears to be 2 creatures that you recognise to be bugbears in there as well.
Well, I couldn't make out what the zombie was because I wasn't going in. Well, it may not have been a zombie, but there was something.
I don't think it's a zombie.
By the tables. But if there was something different, it was out of my line of sight. Oh, we could take him.
I think we should. I think we should go for it.
Should we just charge in?
Yeah, let's do it. Get yourself buffed. I will summon my spectral hand. So that's ready.
Okay, we'll bring in the spectral hand.
Oh, what? That's just the coolest.
Spectral hand should be next to you. There he is.
Hey, lovely stuff, thank you.
Yeah, so what's the plan?
I think boot in the door. Kick it the fuck in.
If
Not
we
our greatest plan.
if we synchronize, we could charge through multiple doors at once.
Did it look,
Yeah.
Silas, like all of the orcs and bugbears and whatever sat together?
The orcs and creatures seemed close. Not next to each other, but within reach.
Right. Okay. If I stand here, right, and ready a spell, if I ready a really good spell, and Ansel, you open the door, and I ready my spell to go off when the door is opened, right? So you kick it open, boom. Does that class as like a surprise round?
Well, you're confident, and we can just say mechanically
I'm
you
ready.
will. They did not detect Silaster, the orcs, and the bugbears. So when you go in, you are going to have a surprise round.
Okay.
So you'll have a whole round to do whatever you want as you make that attempt on them. Certainly.
Go on.
No, I'm just looking thematically at the time here, and as much as I want to jump into a big fight,
No, I don't.
know.
I mean, absolutely, I don't think we're probably going to get through a combat now.
But in terms of
But in terms
planning
of
for
kicking the door
next
in,
time, yes, I
was going to
more than
say
happy to just
my
charge.
suggestion was going to be we could do the surprise round.
to her.
So then we start with initiative. Do you want to do that? So we'll just see an actual surprise round.
Or we
and
can
then
do a
we'll-
surprise round.
It's up to you. Yeah, alright, we'll do the surprise round and then we'll call it,
it.
because we do have to stop earlier today, but that's fine. Okay, so do you each have in mind roughly what you're going to do for your surprise round actions?
100%.
Okay then. What I'll do is, I will ask you to roll initiative anyway, but that's just to determine for now who goes first out of the three of you, and then we will do that. Okay, in a bit.
$17.
15.
9. Nine.
Sorry, Silaster got 17, was it?
Yes.
Ansel got 15.
Yep.
Okay.
Obsidian got 9.
Yeah.
9.
Okay. Just want to like key it up, just so, because if you're like doing effects to them that will then carry over to next week, of course it'll make more sense for me to keep the same sheet so we know what we're doing. So okay, so you're going to burst in. Let me just get something and then we're ready. One last thing. Silaster, you may make your surprise round action.
Right. So seeing as would you permit me a swift action to essentially knock the door open as part of my...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening the door is fine. You can do that whenever you want.
So...
Please don't stand amongst them.
I don't know that.
No. I mean, we've talked. Surely. Please don't stand amongst them. Because I'm going to open the door and fire.
It's fine. Oh, there is someone overwhelming there. Maybe. I will shadow stride as I teleport, essentially instantly appearing next to this one here.
Should we open the door so we can see?
And then...
Oh, yeah, we did it at the same time. So.
Just need to check. I'm sure it'll be fine. Easy. Making a quick judgment call. I'm going to attempt a touch attack, as I'm going to attempt to razzle him.
Okay. So you rush across the mess hall, quick as lightning. They don't even know what's happening yet. You zip across and you go to make a touch attack.
28 on his touch, flat-footed.
Against the bugbear's flat-footed armor class, that is a hit.
Perfect.
Oh, touch, sorry, was it touch?
Touch, yes.
Yeah,
as I appear next to him, I grab him, and just immediately, he just doesn't know. Does he look alive, this bugbear?
Yeah, he looks like a bugbear. You've fought them before. You killed one in one once, I believe. Yeah, you at the Battle of Loth. Yeah, you grab hold of him. He looks alive.
There's a look of shock as for a minute he's there, and then an attempt to force a strength or dexterity check on him.
Well, it's going to be strength. But he is only a medium creature, a big creature, but a medium creature regardless. So he rolls.
Oh, that's
with
not too
his
bad.
strength.
23.
He has to beat that, doesn't he?
He does.
He gets 22. He fails.
Oh. I launch him into this one behind.
Yeah.
I just appear next to him and just
And
as I ballista throw him.
he hurtles across the field and slams into the other one. What damage do they take?
Oh, they both take 28 points of damage, and they both hang on, the one I threw lands prone. And the other one can attempt a reflex save. DC 17 to stay standing.
That is a fail. He topples and is prone.
Excellent. They're both prone, and I also saw if he passed that reflex, he would have taken half damage. So perfectly fine. They both take 28 points of damage, and they both fall prone.
Oh, okay. 28 was that.
Oh, yes.
He hurtles across, goes, and just slams into the other bugbear. There's like a clatter as all of the orcs like leap to their feet, but they can't act quickly enough because now, next on the surprise initiative, it is Ansel.
Am I going to be in the way if
Ansel closes the door.
Stuck in a door.
And runs.
There we go.
Ansel just goes, nah.
No, thank you.
Good luck. Can I charge to there?
You can charge there easily, yes.
Attack him on his flat-footed.
You certainly can, so...
Plus 2, isn't it, for a charge?
Yeah, plus 2 for the charge.
That is a critical miss.
Unfortunately so you rush in and swipe. Can you confirm to see if that is a critical miss on his flat-footed?
25 on his touch flat-footed.
Just a miss, unfortunately. You charge, swing wildly, but something catches you, like the chair that you rush past in this mess hall catches your ankle, and it just sends your shot wide, unfortunately. You've moved, you've struck. Is there anything else you can do?
But so because I've charged, that means there's a 20-foot radius fear aura.
Does it have to be a successful charge, or is it any charge?
Just full round on a charge or full round attack or a spell.
Well,
20-foot radius.
There we go.
Will DC 23 or shaken.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them will attempt that.
So it's only 20 foot though, so I don't think it's.
I think it's all of them.
I think it only goes to.
Oh, okay. All but.
This guy.
Oh, so 1 and 2 up there in the corner don't, but 3, 4, and 5 do need to take it. So that one is a fail for 3. Yeah. That is a fail for 4. That is a fail for 5. So what was the effect? They're frightened.
They're shaken. So
Shaken.
-2 to attacks, saves, checks, and that's it.
Amazing. Even though, like, you rush in and you do miss, just the terrifying image of Ansel just charging through the door. Like, you hear that, as, like, you hit the chair, but, like, that, if anything, is quite scary in itself. Just running through chairs to get to them. They go, roar! And they draw their blades. You see battle axes, heavy maces, and falchions drawn in answer. And then finally on the surprise initiative, it is Obsidian.
I'm trying to figure out how to do this now, because I'll get Ansel.
Don't worry about it.
No.
You can get me.
No, you don't know. Not with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to be occupying the same space as the shade.
Okay.
But I don't think it matters. If I go there, if I shoot a 60-foot cone out in front of me there, it goes from the corner, so it won't get Ansel.
Correct.
It'll get out to 60-foot cone. It'll get all of them, but it won't get Ansel or Silaster.
Correct.
So, level 6, I fire Waves of Exhaustion.
Ooh.
There is
Okay.
no save.
No save, man. Here we go.
No save.
Here we
I
bloody
know.
go.
You gotta love spells with no save.
I know they're your favourite,
I
aren't
hate
they,
them.
Matt? Yeah,
I hate
you
them.
you hate them
Gets me
until
all the time, and they do my head in. So I don't feel bad remotely about using it because
no. Go on. What's
they are
the?
all exhausted. They move at half speed, and they take -6 to strength and dexterity.
Okay, so exhausted.
Until
-6.
they get 1 hour of complete rest. -6 to strength and dexterity, and they can only move at half speed.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't want to get hit by that.
Yes, Ansel
Yeah.
did not want to get hit by that. It's like, I can take it. No.
It's fine if I get a save. I'm pretty likely to pass it, but
No save. Don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Incredible. Well, as the strangers crash into the mess hall, they make their presence known. The orcs turn around. I don't know. Have you ever done that spell before, Obsidian? Before, actually?
No.
What does it look
No,
like?
I've done much lesser versions of it in beams of fatigue and stuff, but never a wave of exhaustion.
What's it like?
Literally, he just comes forward and he kind of just he just sort of forces it out with both hands in this. It's almost like you can't really see it. The air goes slightly green, but it's like that heat mirage that you get off of a hot road. You know, everything just blurs slightly, and all of them just sort of hold their heads and sort of stagger, and all just feel completely wiped out within the area. And it seems to take a lot of effort to do it. But, like, it's not all that visible. It's a very subtle spell. They just all get sapped of energy.
Amazing. And there's this sort of wilting wave that passes over them, and as they've like thrown their chairs back to like get ready for battle, you can see they immediately just lose the strength to fight almost. And it's as you do that, you hear a
I was going to say, I'm a little perturbed because there was supposed to be an undead somewhere up here and I don't see one.
You see swirling in the dark corners, there appears to be shadows that kind of lick at the corners of the room. And then suddenly you see it coalescing before your waking eyes. A figure that appears to be entirely robed in shadow. This robed figure rises high. Do you want to give me a religion check, please, quickly?
Yeah, I do.
Is it a ring race?
Does it look incorporeal? Oh no! Only a 10.
Fuck.
It does look incorporeal, and this figure rising in robes of utter darkness reaches out a hand and says, "Honored guest, welcome to the feast." And that is where we are going to leave the strangers for this Halloween Spooktacular tonight. So we're gonna wrap up really quickly. As we have to finish a bit earlier this evening, but we will be back as normal next time. Quick thoughts at the end of the session, and we will begin with Mike, or should I say, knockoff Ghost Rider.
Yes. I pulled the mask back for the finale. I've completely put it on wrong as well. I'm looking right at the
What are your thoughts of the session, Mr. Skull Person? Oh my god.
I can't remove it. Right.
Someone has glued.
It's as glued inside of it. I can't get enough.
I think there's a lot there that, with the nature of the portals, the omens, that it's got them all thinking, but I think Celeste is really concerned the sheer numbers that are around them.
Yep.
Because there's a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Good. Yeah. Good assessment, certainly. Whilst you free yourself, Michael, we'll move to
Your face is swollen.
We'll move to Matt. What are your final thoughts of the session as we wrap up tonight?
Very similar thoughts, actually. Very similar thoughts. Obviously, Obsidian is nervous of the Nightspawn guys, given that one straight up killed him.
Yeah.
With relative ease. Mm-hmm. And yet the numbers are very intimidating. But, you know, they're there to do their best. And at the end of the day, you know, they know what they're up against. They've got to be careful, but they've still got to go for it, and they've got to do their best. So, yeah, keep thinking on the research and thinking of things to ask the Legend Lore, but let's just focus on this fight. And finally, an incorporeal, and I am no longer entirely powerless against incorporeal things.
Excellent to hear.
Not entirely powerless.
Very good. Well, that's exciting. Perfect. With that in mind, then we move over to Dom. Any final thoughts of the session, Dom?
I'm not going to put it back on because I can't breathe in it.
Beam horse.
Boo.
Yeah, there is a lot we need to deal with in this castle, and I feel like for Ansel, perhaps he needs to talk to the others a little about vengeance and why that is relevant with the sickle moons.
Yes, it's all very intriguing. What is the link? What is the purpose behind that?
That's my only note for the session I put down, was just vengeance.
Vengeance?
This is it's been fun, and it is interesting because you have a number of the puzzle pieces. It's just working out how they all fit together, which is quite nice. It's quite satisfying, actually, that you've picked up all this information as you've gone along. So that's cool. The other thing I'd like to say as well is I'm like that as we've come back now. It's fun to DM more of like a dungeon crawl again, because with Valdonor, like, obviously there's a lot of like RP and investigation and conspiracy. This is straight up, what door do you go through? What do you see? What is around the next corner? Which is quite nice to run.
Sure.
I am enjoying that factor a bit. So anyway, there we are, and you've heard it from the strangers themselves, and definitely more to find within the terrifying halls of Castle Redhaven. But for the time being, if you like this video and you're watching it live or after the fact, thank you ever so much for joining us. If you're watching it on YouTube, give it a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more like it. And if you're watching us live, don't forget to follow us on Twitch and hit the bell to be notified when we go live. You can use viewer awards to influence the narrative, to influence the tale. So do jump on those if you fancy making an impact.
Put it away.
The sinister. Hey, what's worse? It's right. The reason that mask is so terrifying is because it's a mask of a person. Okay, and as we all know, there is nothing scarier in this world than human beings. That's why it's horrible. Look at it. It's just disgusting.
It is rank.
It's repellent.
A black mask for a bold man.
And, all that remains is for me to say Happy Halloween to all of our wonderful viewers. Thank you ever so much for joining us. And don't forget to bone them rolls.
Bone
them rolls. We're
Spook
going.
them rolls.
Spook them rolls. We are finished.
Bone them spooks.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.